At first sight, Rick Mather's architecture looks like typical millennial design, spectacular and modernist, so you might think part of a thoughtlessly extravagant society. But nothing in his work is quite what it seems. Behind the stylish socialite Londoner who reimagined those famous museums was an American who'd been on site aged 12 in his family's self-build in the Oregon woods. By the 1970s, he'd begun a remarkable passive house in northern Canada. The winters drop below -40, but that timber self-build doesn't need heating. This was decades before Britain started waking up to the environmental crisis. Beneath his spectacular surfaces, nothing is ever wasted. What seemed like paradoxes in his own age show us an architecture far ahead of its times. Mather designed glamorous restaurants alongside economic university buildings. Both invisibly pioneered energy-saving design. He was master of adaptive reuse when that was supposed to be vastly inferior to new build. He was absolutely stylish, but far more interested in what a building did than how it looked from the outside. Despite its glamour, all his work, including his most high-profile houses and museums, was environmentally driven. For him, architecture meant constructing the best possible experience from the fewest possible resources. The project best known for its environmental innovation is Constable Terrace. This made national headlines in the 1990s, a student residence which would be warmed by students' body heat. Just common sense, he called it. Everything here is working hard to save energy, not just the heat exchange system under the expressive roof, but the white-rendered insulation, the tightly detailed windows, even the terraced house format. Students, spilling out of their glazed ground-floor kitchens, were supposed to be shaded by wisteria overhead. Even the shadows of the trees cool the building. Yet most of his innovations, environmental and technical, remained unknown. Questions of style had dominated discussion of his first buildings at the University of East Anglia in the 1980s. Yet these may be the first green university buildings in the country, not just in unfamiliar heat exchange systems, but in strategy, construction, use and form. Mather's architecture optimises everything. The lovely quad landscaping at Keble College, Oxford, assists passive strategies in its first building, Arco. Its second, Sloane Robinson, pioneered geothermal use of pile foundations to store heat. And its quad layout provides many times more rooms and facilities than Keble's original brief for the same site. His university bedrooms are narrow, their windows minimum-sized, but his meticulous detailing maximises the view, bounces and mirrors extra daylight into the room. The sole heat source for his student buildings is boost heaters under each desk. If you're cold, you just have to get back to work. The handsome, discreet display walls in Oxford's Ashmolean Museum house its displacement ventilation, as well as its paintings and those alluring vitrines. You might not realise it, but what you're looking into is fully integrated environmental design. Mather made everything and everyone work hard, from site to structure, staff to students, technologies and details to space itself. His stairs, the dramatic heart of his works, turn effective circulation into spectacular sociable places. They're tightly detailed to make an effortless promenade up many flights, with wonderful views both inside and out, leading to glorious new rooftop panoramas. You wouldn't choose to take the lift. Mather makes us engage with his architecture and shows us, if we look carefully, just how much more we can do with less.